So, you think you can just waltz into my house and announce your wedding like you're somebody important? Mama Cynthia's voice cut through the air like a machete through cassava. She waved my wedding invitation in the air as if it were contaminated waste. After everything your useless father left behind, his debts, his shame, you want to bring more disgrace to this family. I swallowed hard, my hands trembling at my sides. Mama, it's just a small ceremony. Abraham is a good man. He works at the bankan. A good man? She laughed, a sound like breaking glass. Your father was supposed to be a good man too, and look where that got me. Stuck with you, his bastard daughter, eating my food, using my electricity, breathing my air. I'm getting emotional over here. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment where you're watching from. I promise you won't be ready for what is coming next. Mama, please, I whispered, fighting back tears that had become too familiar over the past 8 years since Papa died. I only came to invite you properly. To show respect. She stood up, her wrapper rustling with barely contained fury. Respect? You want to talk to me about respect? When you were supposed to marry Chief Ramsey's son last year, a man with 3 houses and 2 hotels, you refused. You said he was too old, too traditional. Now you bring me this ordinary bank worker. Chief Ramsey's son has 4 wives already, Mama. I would have been the 5th. And what is wrong with that? She moved closer, her breath hot on my face. At least you would have brought something valuable to this house. At least the bride price would have cleared some of the mess your father left. The memories flooded back, all those nights scrubbing pots while Mama Cynthia's biological children, Peterson and Mary, slept peacefully in their air-conditioned rooms. The mornings I woke at 4 a.m. to fetch water from the borehole because someone has to earn her keep in this house. The afternoons I spent hawking provisions in the sun while my step-siblings attended their expensive schools. You've made my life a living hell, I said, my voice stronger now. Since Papa died, you've treated me like a slave in my own father's house. But I've survived. I've put myself through school selling recharge cards. I've built something from nothing. And now I'm getting married to a man who loves me, and not for bride price, not for connections, but for me. Mama Cynthia's hand flew up, and I flinched, but I didn't move. I had spent too many years cowering. You ungrateful witch, she screamed. After I clothed you, fed you, kept a roof over your head when I could have thrown you into the streets. You fed me scraps from your table. My voice rang out, surprising even myself. You gave me torn clothes while Mary got new ones every month. You told everyone in the church that I was a burden, a curse, the reason Papa died of heartbreak. Because it's true. Her eyes blazed with something beyond anger, it was pure hatred. Your father died of high blood pressure because of his guilt over your wretched mother. That market woman who trapped him with pregnancy. Abraham squeezed my hand as Pastor Williams began the ceremony. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. I scanned the crowd. My friends from the market were there, crying happy tears. Abraham's parents sat in the front row, beaming with pride. Even some of my father's relatives, who had disappeared after his death, had shown up. Guess whose seat was empty? You guessed it right. It was Mama Cynthia. I had invited her anyway. Abraham said it was the right thing to do. Stop this wedding. This wedding cannot be held. Mama Cynthia marched down the aisle, her voice echoing off the church walls. I am this girl's mother, and I have not given my blessing. Madam, Pastor William said carefully, we sent you an invitation. The proper rites have been observed. Rights? What rights? She laughed wildly. This girl is cursed. She carries bad luck in her blood. Her father died because of her, and now she wants to destroy another man's life. That's not true, I said, my voice breaking. Papa died of high blood pressure. The doctors said. The doctors knew nothing. Mama Cynthia spun to face the congregation. This girl's mother was a prostitute. A common harlot who seduced my husband. And this 1 inch, she pointed at me with a shaking finger, she carries that same evil spirit. She will destroy your son. Mama, please, I begged, abandoning all pride. Please don't do this. Not today. You should have thought about that before you disrespected me. Before you threw my generosity back in my face. She reached into her purse and pulled out a sheet of paper. I have here a letter from a native doctor confirming that this girl has been marked by misfortune. Enough. Cynthia, you have said enough, Uncle Shaw said. I kept quiet when you drove this child from her father's house. I kept quiet when you sold her father's properties and kept the money for yourself. I kept quiet when you spread lies about her in the family. But I will not be quiet anymore. Mama Cynthia's face paled. Uncle, this is none of your business. It is every bit my business. That girl is my brother's daughter. My blood. He turned to the congregation. My brother loved her mother truly. She was not a prostitute, she was a trader, a good woman who died when this child was only 5 years old. My brother married Cynthia out of loneliness, hoping she would care for his daughter. Instead, she has tortured this child for years. You all turned against me. Mama Cynthia staggered backward, her hand clutching her chest. After everything I've done? After I sacrificed. She gasped suddenly, her eyes going wide. Her hand flew to her chest, gripping the fabric of her blouse. Mama. For all her cruelty, I felt panic rise in my throat. She collapsed. The church erupted in chaos. People rushed forward. Someone shouted for a doctor. Abraham's uncle, who was a physician, pushed through the crowd and knelt beside her. Call an ambulance, he shouted. She's having a heart attack. Pastor Williams paced near the window. Uncle Shaw spoke in hushed tones with the doctor. Abraham's parents stood in the corner, their faces unreadable. Miss Potra. A nurse appeared. Your stepmother is asking for you. I looked at Abraham. He nodded. I'll come with you. No, I said softly. This is something I need to do alone. You came, she whispered. Of course I came. I sat in the chair beside her bed, my dress rustling. You're still my father's wife. I'm dying, Adiz. Her voice was weak, defeated. The doctor, he said, my heart is failing. Too much stress, too much anger over the years. I said nothing. What could I say? I hated you, she continued, the words coming out in painful gasps. From the moment your father brought me into that house, I hated you. You looked so much like your mother, and your father loved you so much. I wanted him to love me that way, but he never did. He married me for convenience, and I made you pay for that. I know, I said simply. I destroyed your childhood. I poisoned the family against you. I tried to destroy your wedding. She coughed, her body shaking. And for what? Your father is dead. My children barely visit me. I'm dying alone, full of bitterness that ate me from the inside. She reached out with a trembling hand. Can you ever forgive me? I took her hand. I forgive you, Mama Cynthia, I said, and I meant it. Not because you deserve it, but because I deserve to be free of this anger. Mama Cynthia died 3 hours later, quietly. 2 days later, Abraham and I married in the hospital chapel. Pastor Williams performed the ceremony with just our closest friends and family present. When Pastor Williams said, "You may kiss your bride," and Abraham's lips touched mine, I felt something break free inside me. All those years of pain, of being told I was worthless, of being treated like a burden, they lifted like smoke. Abraham and I moved into our own small flat. I started a business selling fabrics, the same thing my mother had done before she died. Abraham's banking job kept us stable, but my business gave me purpose. Some nights, I still dreamed of Mama Cynthia. But in my dreams, she was no longer the monster who had terrorized my youth. She was just a woman who had been hurt and had chosen to hurt others in return. A woman who had discovered too late that revenge is a poison you drink yourself. 6 months after the wedding, I stood in my own fabric shop in Market. Mrs. Abraham, one of my neighbors, called out, "That shipment you were expecting just arrived." I felt a surge of joy. My own shipment. My own business. My own life. That evening, when I returned to our flat, Abraham had cooked dinner, jollof rice and chicken, my favorite. "You look happy," he said, smiling at me. "I am happy," I realized, surprised by the truth of it. For the first time in years, I'm actually happy. He kissed my forehead. "You deserve it. You've always deserved it."